Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to turn your source materials into, well, really sharp insights. Today, we're jumping into something that's really shaking things up in data careers and for businesses, AWS Glue. And here's something to chew on right from the start. Getting good at AWS Glue. It might just be one of the smartest things you can do for your data career. Doesn't matter if you're starting out or, leading a whole cloud data team.
Yeah, that's actually not an exaggeration at all. And here's the thing about why Glue is so important right now. You see, cloud adoption just keeps accelerating, right? And companies are, frankly, desperate for quicker, more scalable ways to get from raw data to actual insights they can use. Glue, well, it really sits at the heart of that for many AWS users. It's the backbone for automating those ETL extract, transform, load workflows. Plus, it offers that serverless scalability, which is a huge draw.
Serverless, yeah, that's a big one. Less infrastructure hassle.
Exactly. And it plugs right into the whole AWS ecosystem. So this unique spot it occupies, it's not just about making things efficient. It's genuinely creating a bigger job market, lots of significant career opportunities. So our mission today really is to unpack what those career paths look like and maybe what skills you actually need to, succeed.
Okay, that makes sense. A really powerful tool creating real opportunities. So let's unpack that. For someone listening thinking about this, what does that AWS Glue career path typically look like? Where do you usually start?
Well, a lot of people kick things off as a data engineer. That's a pretty common starting point. In that role, you're really hands-on, writing Glue ETL jobs, managing them, uh, basically taking data from places like S3 or RDS databases, cleaning it up, getting it into a usable format.
So the day-to-day is coding those transformations.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And something often overlooked is how Glue's data catalog can automatically figure out the schema, which is super helpful. And the Spark ETL jobs that Glue runs, you can use things like Glue bookmarks.
Bookmarks, what do they do?
They help you process incrementally. So you only process the new data or stuff that's changed instead of running the whole thing every time. Big efficiency gain. And of course, you'll be troubleshooting a lot, digging into Spark logs through Glue, figuring out why something slowed down or fell.
The less glamorous part, perhaps.
Maybe, but essential. Then as you get more experience, you'd likely move up to being a senior data engineer. And here, it shifts a bit. You're not just building the pipelines anymore, you're starting to think more about the overall architecture.
More design work.
Exactly. Designing more complex solutions that use Glue, sure, but also really focusing on optimizing those jobs. Like, how do we make this run faster? How do we make it cost less?
And that's not trivial, I imagine, with big data volumes.
Not at all. It means really understanding things like Glue's worker types, how DPU's data processing units are allocated, uh, managing how Spark shuffles data around efficiently. It gets pretty deep. And, you'll probably start mentoring the more junior engineers too, passing on what you've learned. Going even further, you might see roles like cloud data architect or maybe ETL architect. At that stage, Glue becomes, well, one important piece of a much bigger puzzle. You're looking at the whole data platform strategy.
So choosing tools, setting standards.
Precisely. Choosing the right tools for various jobs, making sure data governance rules are followed, ensuring the entire data ecosystem runs smoothly, reliably.
Okay, that's a clear progression. Data engineer, senior, then architect. But, the cloud world changes so fast. Are there newer, maybe more specialized roles popping up specifically around Glue?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, things are definitely evolving beyond those, let's call them traditional paths. We're seeing roles like data ops engineers becoming more common. They're all about applying CI/CD principles, continuous integration, continuous delivery to the data pipelines.
Like software development practices for data.
Exactly. Automating the testing, deployment, and monitoring of Glue jobs, making everything faster, more reliable, more repeatable. And then you've got big data specialists. Their main focus might be on running really massive scale jobs, often within data lakes or these things called lake houses.
Lake houses, sort of a hybrid data lake and data warehouse.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, combining flexibility and cost effectiveness with better management. And Glue is often the engine they use for this huge, sometimes petabyte scale transformations.
Okay, interesting. So data ops for process, big data specialists for scale.
They-
With all this, the core roles, the specializations, what skills are truly essential? It sounds like it goes way beyond just clicking around in Glue Studio or knowing the data catalog.
Oh, definitely. That's a really crucial point. Knowing the Glue tools helps, obviously, but the fundamental technical skills are what really count. You absolutely need strong Python or Scala skills, specifically for writing Spark ETL code.
Yeah.
And it's not just knowing the syntax, it's understanding how Spark actually works under the hood, that distributed computing model. So you can write code that scales efficiently for, terabytes of data without crashing or costing a fortune.
Makes sense. Why
That
don't
solid SQL is still vital. You use it everywhere for transformations, for validation. And then, yeah, a deep understanding of the related AWS services is just non-negotiable. Things like Spark itself, S3 for storage, probably Redshift for warehousing, IAM for security is critical.
identity and access management? Yeah.
Right. And Glue workflows for stringing together multiple jobs into a complex pipeline. But, and this is really important, don't underestimate the soft skills. Strong communication, collaboration. They're essential. You have to be able to talk to the business side, understand their needs, explain what's possible, aligning data work with actual business goals.
That alignment piece is key. Okay, let's make this concrete. How does getting really good at AWS Glue actually pay off? Like tangible benefits for the person and for the company?
Huge impacts, really. For the individual professional, think about accelerating reporting. I worked with a company, financial services, they used to take a whole week manually to pull together sales reports.
A whole week. Wow.
Yeah, crazy, right? Old scripts, lots of manual steps. We moved their logic into Glue EPL jobs, used Glue workflows to automate it. They got it down to a few hours. Hours.
That's a massive difference. Daily insights instead of weekly.
Exactly. That gives their sales teams a huge edge, making decisions daily. Or think about AI and machine learning. Good data pipelines built with Glue don't just clean data. They can validate it, check for schema changes automatically. This helps keep those ML models accurate in production, stops that model drift that can really undermine the value of AI.
Preventing silent failures, basically.
Right. And cost reduction is not just about tweaking job settings. When you truly master Glue, you understand how its serverless nature and optimization techniques let you scale data processing without needing a bigger team just to manage infrastructure. That changes the economics. Engineers can innovate, not just maintain.
That's a really interesting angle. It transforms the data engineer's role, too, freeing them up. And I bet leaders love hearing about that kind of efficiency gain.
Oh, absolutely. For leaders, building that AWS Glue expertise internally. It means better talent retention. People want to work with cool, efficient tech. It means faster data projects, lower cloud bills, definitely, and just more consistency, better governance, more reliability across the board. The ROI is usually pretty clear. You see improvements in how fast projects get done, how much people trust the data, and how quickly you get insights.
It really stands out, doesn't it? How Glue isn't just, another service in the AWS console. It really acts as this catalyst, both for individual careers and for the business as a whole, a real accelerator.
Which kind of brings us to a key question, I think, for you listening. As you think about what's next, maybe you're that data engineer wanting to level up, or perhaps you're a leader trying to build a top-tier data team. How could getting deeper into AWS Glue specifically shape your future or your organization's future? It's worth considering.
Definitely something to reflect on. That potential in targeted skill development, especially in the cloud data world, is just immense. It's really more than just learning a tool. It feels like a strategic investment.